Capcom's sci-fi hack and shooter gives third-person action games a much-needed shot in the arm.
Rumor is we're going to be sending most of the people here back to Earth soon anyway. Just leave everything up to AI.
Third-person shooters have been a video game genre staple for so long, you'd think there wouldn't be many fresh ways left to evolve it. Yet here comes Capcom, currently in the midst of what can only be called a generational run, and proving the exact opposite with a wildly inventive and thought-provoking new IP in Pragmata. Far from just another run-of-the-mill sci-fi adventure where you're challenged with taking on waves of enemy bots, it continually finds ways to meld conventional third-person gunplay with strategic, real-time hacking that helps make every encounter feel like a tense puzzle-like set piece. The result is easily one of 2026's most surprising and, dare I say, original AAA releases, delivering a near perfect concoction of heart, excitement, and space-set terror. Set in the not-so-distant future, almost entirely on a man-made moon base known simply as the Cradle, the thick atmosphere of Pragmata is something that immediately hits you. Your job as space explorer Hugh, his real name by the way, is to fix the production of a resource called lunafilament the base is intended to facilitate. That is until a quake on the moon's surface wipes out nearly all of your fellow explorers, and the simple repair job you were sent to perform swiftly becomes an exercise in survival. Fortunately, Hugh is never forced to do so alone. Diana, as the titular advanced android, is always on hand to help give you an edge over the rogue AIs now patrolling the space, and together, she and Hugh make quite the pair. While not the worst premise in the world, I did find myself expecting a little more from Pragmata's initial setup. The concept of an off-planet construction facility intended to engineer all of the Earth's manufactured products is a neat one, after all, but it never quite ever grows to become more than a series of differently themed biomes that play host to Hugh and Diana's destructive antics. That said, each one you move through certainly feels like a well thought out piece to the wider narrative puzzle Capcom has gone through the trouble of creating. I just wouldn't go in expecting a revolutionary story. Diana and Hugh's father-daughter style relationship is what holds this otherwise rote sci-fi tale all together. The game itself recognises this though, and is all the better for it. Getting to the gameplay itself then, and this is where Pragmata plays unlike pretty much every other shooter you've ever played. I guarantee it, most of your time will be spent blasting away weak components of every metallic monster that comes to stalk you, true, but you're never encouraged to simply spray endless ammunition thanks to Pragmata's unique hack and shoot setup. You see, anytime you aim at an enemy, Diana will bring up her hacking interface, at which point you'll be challenged to move through a tile-based grid using the face buttons in real time. Complete a hack successfully and you'll either stagger enemies or force them to expose their most vulnerable components. It's a rub your head, pat your belly mode of gunplay that feels odd at first, but swiftly becomes second nature. Forcing you to simultaneously shoot and hack in this way would have been fun enough in and of itself, yet its brilliance is slowly revealed the deeper into the game you get, and the more layers to the hacking you slowly start to uncover. Hugh is able to gather nodes, for instance, which after being collected will appear on the hack grid and apply different passive or active effects on the enemy should you choose to pass through them the next time you elect to complete the hack grid. From causing enemies to heat up and become more susceptible to more fire damage, to the ability to stagger multiple nearby foes with just one hack. Pragmata's gunplay oozes a level of depth the likes of Gears of War or even Resident Evil could only ever dream of.
Take this!
If there's one downside to this mix of hacking and shooting, it's that it can occasionally cause the screen to become quite hectic with visual noise. Generally, Capcom has done a pretty good job ensuring that all the unique hack elements are color-coded or laid out appropriately in such a way not to confuse, yet there were a few instances where it felt like I was battling the game itself as opposed to the 3 or 4 enemies in front of me, most notably in the later chapters. That said, for the most part, Pragmata's real-time strategic shooting is satisfying and rewarding to pull off, especially once other weapon types, unique to one of 4 categories, are introduced, and you start to equip Hugh with unique mods to suit your preferred style of hacking. Similarly important is exploration, which thankfully Pragmata manages to place an equal amount of emphasis on. Each of the Cradle's 6 main sectors are labyrinth-themed by design, always in ways that encourage me to double back on previous routes in search of any mods, upgrade components, or hacking nodes I missed. In fact, every sector is designed in such a way that this is easy to do, with points leading back to your shelter space hub functioning almost like bonfires from Dark Souls, only you can teleport between them as needed freely. This makes trying to 100% all of Pragmata's collectibles a real blast, which is easy to want to do since Diana gains new abilities able to unearth new pathways at a fairly solid clip throughout the adventure. Pragmata's campaign only took me roughly 9 hours to complete, which may sound like a little on the short side, but not if you include the raft of combat and traversal challenges available to you both in and outside of the main story path. Red Gate rooms, in the case of the latter, are where the best rewards are always found. That said, the AR training trials available to take on back at your shelter are equally as thrilling, truly giving you the means to test Hugh's abilities to, say, dodge laser beams, take on hordes of enemies and the like in a manner that's far more faster paced. Without giving too much away, Capcom also offers a handful of excuses to replay the core campaign a la Resident Evil, and as such, I'm already planning my second playthrough. Pragmata is bona fide proof that when you dare to take a risk and fully commit to it, the final result can wind up being just as impactful as that next big sequel release. Pragmata is yet another win for Capcom in 2026 in this sense, lighting a fire under the third-person shooter genre with a smart approach to simultaneous hacking and shooting that regularly evolves and is built upon in a way that always feels surprising and rewarding. Sure, Hugh and Diana's journey relies heavily on sci-fi tropes, and the broader story suffers and ends up feeling quite small as a result, yet the pair's relationship never failed to make me care about the wider universe it hints at, and this is a good thing too, since it's one I hope we get to see more of in the not so distant future. We at All Out Gaming give Pragmata a 4 out of 5. So there you have it in terms of our full review for Pragmata. Do you plan on picking this one up? Be sure to let us know in the comment section below. And then, when you've done that, why not leave this video a like if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing to the All Out Gaming YouTube channel to stay up to date with even more videos like this. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
I'm counting on you, kiddo.
Roger that.